Yulan Chu, and welcome to another exciting day in our galaxy. And today it's time for another officer, and that officer is Beckett Mariner. You will definitely know her from the series Lower Decks, and she was introduced into this game in the first arc of the Lower Decks, and she was quite helpful when they introduced her. It was a bit harder to get her than Badgie, for example. I already talked about him. But still, they have some nice abilities, and they brought in the lower decks abilities, so the below deck abilities, and that is quite helpful since then. Beckett Mariner is an epic officer, so you needed some more shards for her. And as I said, she's a lower decks officer, so she, as most of them, doesn't have a captain's ability, but she has an officer ability and a below deck ability. But before I get to those, I quickly have to do the usual and have a look at class, group, and faction. She's from class command. That means later when you want to upgrade her to higher levels, she needs command badges. She's from the group lower decks, of course. That means that she can give synergy to a lower deck captain on the bridge. And the faction is Federation, which means that you will need Federation credits to upgrade her to higher levels. But now let's look at her abilities. First, the officer ability for the bridge. Get it together, and that means that Beckett Mariner increases the attack of all officers on the ship by 5%. If you get her early, it will be a nice addition, but from my level and the amount of officers I have nowadays, I never use her on the bridge. But that's only because I've got so many officers that are better than her. But when you are one of the players that just started playing the game and you have the chance to get her early, she will be definitely helpful for you. And her below deck ability is a little bit more interesting because it's winging it. And Beckett Mariner increases the ship's weapon damage by 70%. And that's what I sometimes use for incursions when I equip all docks with battleships, for example, except one for the Amalgam, of course. Or for territory defense, then, of course, every increase of your combat abilities is a big help, and so is Mariner. As an epic officer, she of course has 3 away team abilities or officer traits. And that is warrior, manipulative, and impulsive. And you of course have to unlock them. But as you see, I never used her for away teams so far because I've got better officer for that as well. But that's also because I got Beckett Mariner quite late. When they introduced the lower decks, I already had a number of officers that were good, and so I haven't unlocked her. But it might be very different for you. I said it more often that the whole officer thing is a big gamble in this game. You can be very lucky, but you can have a lot of bad luck with the pulls of officers and so on. And if Mariner is one of your early ones, she will be of big help below deck of a ship, even on the bridge of a ship, or for away teams. But I've got so many warriors that I haven't unlocked her. And even manipulative, I've got a number already too. Maybe later I'm gonna concentrate on her when I have finished upgrading other officers' traits so far. About getting her, there are 2 ways at the moment. If I'm ever wrong by one of those recruit things, I wanted to go to the refinery. Talking about recruit, and I think refinery, no. But if I'm ever wrong about one of these recruit things, by the way, that I missed something, please let me know in the comments as well. You know that I always like when you add something, your opinion about the officers I'm talking about, or in the other videos about ships building or whatever. And in this case, even if I ever forget something, please remind me. That will be helpful in the comments as well. Beckett Mariner can be gotten here in the support refinery, in the Cerritos refinery. You see, Beckett Mariner, Devana Tandy, Brett Boimler, Sam Rutherford, and Badgie are in here, and you even have the chance to get a lucky 120. That would be a full unlock for her. I never was that lucky here, but the chance is there. And the other thing at the moment is in the recruit section, and that is there's Tandy in the transporter pattern area. So via the transporter patterns, if you are on a stage where you already get transporter patterns because you maxed some rare or epic officers, then you get transporter patterns and you can get Beckett Mariner with one chest costs 1100 transporter patterns to get her. I meanwhile love the transporter patterns. I have a lot of ways to get them. You see I'm at 30,000 at the moment. And when Mavry is maxed, I will get some more, I hope, in the Syndicate as well. And you can choose what officer you want. Unfortunately, not every officer is in the transporter pattern section. That would be a dream, but Scopely doesn't want to make it that easy for us. Just to put every officer in here and you can freely choose what you need, or at least every officer you haven't maxed yet. But it's not everything. But from time to time they change this section, and from time to time they add officers. So for example, they added 1 of 11 later. I didn't have him and I had a hard time getting him, and then finally they added 1 of 11, 11 of 11 there, and I finally could get him. But not everyone is here, but Beckett Mariner in this case is here. And as I said, let me know what you think about her, how you use her. That would be great. And if you want to ask questions or have video requests, then please write a comment as well. And if you just want to say hi and where you're from, you know that I'm curious where all my viewers are coming from. I get statistics, but it's something different to know what regions or cities you are from. And if you want to see another video right now, the next one is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.